awesome weekend for us down in Iowa. The guys, we're kind of in a similar position that we were in last year. Not quite on the bubble yet, but close, and they know we have to compete to win. And went down there and had a really solid practice round on Friday, and just Cameron kind of carried us, but all the other guys contributed as well. So it's pretty fun.
Coach, can you talk about Cameron's performance this past weekend and kind of what you expect from him for the rest of the season?
Yeah, we know he's our number one player, one of the best players in school history, and it's golf, so some weeks you're on and you can get it going pretty low, and then some weeks it's just a little bit harder. He's always going to compete, and we know he's always there. And just kind of watching I think he shot 66 on the 36 hole day, and got himself a decent lead, and yeah, it's pretty impressive to watch.
My first question is kind of a softball here, but for you guys coming off the course, what does Masters Sunday look like for the Wisconsin softball team? Were you guys huddled around in the airport or around somebody's phone, or what was going on?
Well, since we're in Iowa, we have our team van, and college golf is kind of funny. You finish the tournament and you get a box lunch, and no one really loves the box lunch. So we decided to go to Freddy's and eat a lot of cheeseburgers. And then, on the way back, just in the van, they're all watching the Masters and having a good old time. And I'm driving, so listening to some shots on the computer or TV, whatever. But yeah, just really nice to play in 80-degree weather in the Midwest in April, and even better to get the trophy.
For Cameron, I mean, his second win of the season, have you seen anything change in his approach this season? I mean, is there anything that you've seen from afar that he's done differently that's kind of taken his game to a new level?
Yeah, I mean, he's always been pretty good. He works really hard, one of the hardest workers on the team. He's had really good summers the last 3 years, and pretty successful, college seasons. He just hadn't been able to get over the hump, and winning down in Savannah, he shot 15 under, won by 5. And, I think that gave him a lot of confidence. And, yeah, I think he's just enjoying being out here. He knows this is his last year playing college golf. Will probably turn pro early in the summer. And, I think he's just, trying to soak it all in. He's from Wisconsin, loves the Badgers. And I think he's really proud of the W.
Cameron's been a leader all season, or even fall and spring. But the team's really stepped up, and we've seen it in you've had 2 title wins this spring at different tournaments. What are you seeing from the guys compared to now, heading into a couple of years at the helm of the team? What are you seeing from the guys and how they've improved throughout the year?
Yeah, I mean, they work extremely hard. It's really neat to watch as a coach. Myself and Coach Thompson last week, we were at the facility, and we're during practice, but we're both upstairs kind of looking out the window and just watching our team on their own grind, hitting balls, hitting wedges, chipping, putting. And, we do have organized practice, but to be really good at this sport, in any sport, you've got to do more than what's asked of you. And from day one since I've got here, they've all done that. And it's just really cool as a coach to see guys put that kind of work in and they get rewarded for it. And now they're starting to reap those rewards.
How does the team prepare? The Badgers travel around the country. They play a variety of different tournaments. How do you prepare for postseason? How do you prepare for the Big Ten when you don't always play the Big Ten teams on a regular basis, right, and then again for NCAAs, hopefully?
We just do it the same every week. And we even talked about that going into Sunday's final round. We had a 5-shot lead, and we couldn't focus on having a 5-shot lead. Actually, that lead evaporated in like 3 holes looking at the computer. And you just have to focus on playing golf. I mean, people say 1 shot at a time, things like that. We really try to concentrate on attitude and effort, and the scores will take care of itself. And then, talking about playing in the Big Ten championship, where we probably haven't seen a handful of teams, right? And you are competing against those teams on the scoreboard, but you're just really competing against the golf course. And the way the Big Ten championships have been, it's usually a really challenging test, difficult golf course, rewards the better players and the ones who can think the best. I hope we're right there.
Further questions for Coach? Oh, one more for me.
Obviously, you guys play a long season. Getting these 2 wins this late in the season, I mean, what does that do for this team and maybe the confidence when you talk about trying to make a push to be right there on the bubble for the NCAAs?
Yeah, I mean, they have to be confident going in the way they've been playing this semester, the spring. I mean, winning in Georgia, beating, perennial power Wake Forest, had to give them a lot of confidence. And, we played decent at Georgia Southern's event. I think maybe set a school record for an 18-hole round or close to it. And then going to Iowa and winning with having a month off of competition. I feel like they're confident. I mean, pretty similar situation to last year. We probably have to finish third or better to have a chance. And I think they know they can do it. And, we'll see what we got. I know they can do it.